Hi everyone, I'm Yasa
And I'm Araenia from Being Human.
and we are down at a lake called Karaka, and I'll give you a quick zoom. This is another lake in the lake districts of Rotorua. It's very nice. More of a natural lake, a native reality, more of an organic reality. The more refined you get with your clearings, the more you're going to end up, your soul will take you back to nature, because it's the one thing that balances us out. So that's why we head out to nature as much as possible, because you'll find that you'll be more compatible with nature than you will be with anything man-made.
And it's very cold here today. It's windy. I think we've actually found a reasonably calm spot here, just around all the gold. You might be able to see it. Just sort of the golden edges there. Oh, the golden edges on all the native plants here. Just hi to Sharon and Maika, Kimmy and Sue. And I sort of move back a bit because he's trying to block the wind out, but he's so close it's like almost got this camera in my face. Yeah, we were actually supposed to be with a client this morning. But yeah, very interesting set of events. Get down to the venue and they're still COVID locked down and we couldn't get in there, so we've had to reschedule that. Yeah, it's just an interesting kind of manifestation. We're looking at aspects of rejection at the moment. Hi Karen. And yeah, just how rejection manifests in your body. We had a absolutely fabulous day yesterday. Went home and had a client in the evening and had some dinner afterwards, and something that we ate, and we think it was some kind of bread, because that was the only thing that Yasa and I had both eaten. Upset us terribly last night, and so we're just kind of looking at why that would be. You know, bread of all things. We know that we've got to watch out with bread. Both of us have a few issues around that, but this was actually quite a big reaction. Really sore stomachs and upset, and I thought I was close to vomiting, and it was really just this rejection and thinking, well, what is it that we're actually rejecting at the moment? And there have been, I've spoken to you a couple of times over the last few days about things that have disturbed me or upset me, and so I think that was part of it. But just really looking at how rejection manifests in our physical bodies. So anytime you've got vomiting, obviously, sneezing, coughing, diarrhea, or any bowel kind of problems, flatulence, or reflux, burping, that kind of thing, that's your body trying to get rid of something that it's not in agreement with, that is disturbing it. Now, we'll say, well, we blame the bread. But remembering the bread is only a third dimensional manifestation. There's something in us that is creating some kind of subconscious patterning that is even allowing that bread to manifest in that way in the first place. And a lot of what I was looking at over the last few days is around division and separation. Came to the concept that when we're talking wheat flour, about how highly processed it is, and it's like a Western industrialized product. So it set me off on past lives, that kind of thing, looking at where I came from a more natural, organic environment in the first place. Yasa and I are moving more and more, very, very quickly, away from refined and back into our natural, planetary, organic kind of roots. To the extent that we're even, he said to me a long time ago, he's unable to wear synthetic clothing because it just aggravates his skin. And I've got to that point also where anything that's overly synthetic just chills me to the bone, and I just can't stand the feel of it on my skin anymore. But now we're finding that with food also, that the more we lift and elevate our consciousness and become more aware, the less we're able to tolerate the yes, third dimensional kind of refinement or processing. And that we're just craving more and more to get back to nature and back to a more organic kind of way of life. Hi Thelma, good to see you. So yeah, that's really what we're thinking about today. You know, rejection, yeah, we see that when we've got food intolerances, but it also comes on an emotional level. You know, we were working with a birth programming with a client just a day or two ago, and looking at her 50% of the rejection around the relationship with her family. And I feel like I'm wrapped up with a cold here. Yeah, so, you know, there's emotional rejection as well, and that will manifest in your physical body. So if you're rejecting something on an emotional or even mental level in your subconscious mind, that is going to manifest in your physical. You will see signs of that. So sneezing's a really common one. You can have a thought and all of a sudden start a sneezing fit, or you see somebody and you know, you respond in that way, and you know then that you're running some kind of rejection matrix. So anyway, we don't have a lot of battery power out here at Lake Okaraka today. So I'll just hand over to Yasa and see if he's got anything to add, and I think we'll be on our way and finish our walk off. So it's good to see you, and I'll see you again tomorrow.
Yeah, hi. The more refined we get in our subconscious, or we start balancing ourselves out, the soul will get us more and more closer to the natural elements. And this rejection thing, yeah, if you're in the city or stuck in suburbia somehow and you're starting to show signs of rejection, just have a look at it. Just see where you're brought up and see if you're out of your element, if you need to go back to nature, or you stay where you are, but give yourself a break and go for a walk in the bush or something like we do. We go for a walk as much as we possibly can. And I have 2 fires a week. I have usually a fire on a Wednesday night and a fire on a Friday or a Saturday night. And I just sit out there and just enjoy the natural element of fire, muck around with wood. And it just,
Hello.
And it just helps to balance me out. And, you know, in summer you go for a swim or whatever you do, but you need to get in contact with that blinking organic natural stuff.
You know, and just remember, what you're eating or consuming, and what you're actually putting up against your physical body in the way of clothing or products, highly scented or chemical type, you know, fragrances, that kind of thing. Just have a look at what actually it is that you are coming in contact with, because that could be causing some of that rejection matrix in your physical third dimension. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay then. Well, the wind's calmed down. It's not so bad now, darling. Nice. We'll walk back, and yeah, that natural thing it's a biggie. And you see the hippies and so forth going for the natural way of living and so forth. They were actually, in their way, they were onto a lot of good things. And we have to be in balance. Like, you know, we work in a city or work in a town. There's no need to pack up and buzz off to the high hills or whatever. Always remember that your flame or your soul's going to be guiding you, and if you're due to do something, it'll crop up, and you'll have to have a look at it, because the soul kind of lives about 10 steps ahead of us, and it's always on the ball. It can works off the bigger picture. We're stuck in third dimensional land, and I can only really see from here to where the end of the walk goes to, but the soul can see long way. Yeah. I
think it's interesting to note that you may be aware that we have a page also, the Organic Ouroboros, which we established in our organic garden when we were living in Auckland. Now, the turnaround, I think some of you probably know that when we were in Auckland, Sol suddenly sent us straight back down into Mamaku, and we had to leave our organic Ouroboros garden behind. and where we are, there's no room for vegetable gardening or anything of that nature. So we're just itching to get back into a space where we can get back in touch with the earth and start our gardening again. So you know, you will have heard us say also that we're waiting for Sol to find us our next home. I think that next home, well, I'm sure that next home is going to have space and opportunity for the organic Ouroboros, and it's something that we're picking up and carrying on with at this point. So just, yeah, maybe Sol signal for us to start preparing for that shift. So it would certainly be nice if it was. Anyway, that's it from me today, on a bit of a blustery day out here at Lake Okarika, and from...
Yeah, okay. Cheers, gang. Have a nice weekend. Might see you tomorrow. Yahoo!